What is up, guys? My name is Chris and this is Houseplant Therapy. In today's video, I'm going to show you why your rubber plant is not growing, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to get that thing to grow like a beast. The rubber plant is a super awesome plant. It's sort of like a beginner plant, so don't feel bad if like you screw this up and you only have a couple house plants and you're like, wow, I'm in over my head. That's not the case. I'm going to walk you through the pure basics on why your rubber plant is not growing. Let's get into it. Guys, I truly love houseplants and fish aquariums. If this interests you, please consider subscribing. I do all kinds of cool projects, propagation videos, etc., etc. Please subscribe. It means a lot to me and it's free, la-di-da-di. Okay, so the number one reason why your rubber plant is not growing is because it's not getting enough light. Chances are you put it somewhere in your house where it's just not getting enough indirect bright lighting. And this is an indirect bright lighting categorized plant. So what you want to do is, I'm going to keep this simple. Obviously the plant isn't getting enough lighting where it's at. I'm hoping that your leaves and stuff aren't yellow, but that could be the case. So the first precaution you need to take is to just put it in a window that gets more sunlight. Try to find a south-facing window in your house, or possibly if you have a porch like I do, this is considered a bright indirect lighting because it gets a lot more sunlight. Oh, we have a rubber tree or a rubber plant in here as well. We have pretty much every type of rubber plant there is. And if you have a variegated type of rubber plant, like this guy up here, these guys need even more light. So if you have one of those beauties, they're a little more fancy, it needs even more light. Guys, this is a 6-foot long aquarium. Look how many pothos are in there. Isn't that insane? It's ridiculous. Yeah, guys, I also do a lot of fish tank YouTubing. I just hit 60,000 subscribers. If you guys want to subscribe, it's Palmer Aquatics if you like yourself some fish tanks. But yeah, back to the rubber plant not growing. The second reason it's not growing is possibly because the soil is just kind of funky. Maybe it doesn't have the nutrients that your plant needs. Or maybe, I'm just trying to think. Take a look at your soil. Does it look really compact? What you also could do as last resort is take the entire plant out of the soil, because the thing's not growing on you anyways. If it's been a year, then it's probably just it's not working out. What you want to do is maybe just take out the entire plant, flip it on its side, take out the soil, take a look at the soil. Try to take a look at the roots. If you have a lot of moisture, are they starting to rot? And let's mix up a new soil mix. I would say mix up a soil mix of half potting soil and half cacti mix, because these guys like really well draining soil. Look at this beauty here. One of the leaves did kind of burn up here a little bit. A lot of times when you have leaves kind of burning off like that, it's kind of the plant's telling you something is wrong. So it's either being watered too much, too little, or just not getting enough sunlight. And my tips to getting the rubber plant to grow faster and stronger are exactly what I told you. Get yourself some higher lighting, find a better location to a window with a lot more lighting, and your plant is going to appreciate it. But don't move around the plant. Find its location and leave it there, because plants need to be they need to be in their place and stay there. If you move them around, you're going to confuse them. You got to remember, plants grow in the earth and they don't move around. They hate that. So find higher lighting, or find a grow light. Maybe, some of these Amazon cheapo grow lights like I have up there, they don't work all that great. You're gonna have to actually spend some money, maybe like 30, 40 bucks, and get a decent grow light. A lot of times you can tell a decent grow light just by the wattage of what they are. If it's 1 watt or 2 watts, it's not gonna do beans. So get your plant some better lighting, and also consider getting repotting it essentially. That could really benefit the plant. But the lighting is huge, guys, with these things, because they rarely need to be repotted. Maybe the soil mix is funky. Like I told you, do the half potting soil, half cacti mix. You can tell it has some tree bark, some bark in there, and some perlite. Did I just say tree bark? That's crazy. There's all kinds of different barks. Essentially what it does is it allows the water to go through it and drain easier, because a lot of these houseplants, we have issues. The most common houseplant issue is not draining well and getting rotting roots, because that happens because we're keeping a houseplant in a pot. So it's contained. The water can't go anywhere. Also, make sure you have adequate draining holes. You can also put this in a terracotta pot, because the terracottas drain better because they're a stone, and they will absorb the the overage of the water that's not necessary that is in the mix of soil. Guys, hopefully this helped you on figuring out why your rubber plant is not growing and how we can get it to grow faster and better. This is honestly, I wish I could give you an easy tip, like a simple tip of just like use this fertilizer. But this is such a basic houseplant that its demands are so little that you have to keep everything super simple. You have to give it enough lighting, more lighting than a lot of people think, and also the mix of the soil and the watering schedule. Let this thing dry out. You know, water it like once a week. Let it completely dry out. If you're watering it like every day, big no. Don't do that. And just let it completely dry out for like a week. On average, we water our plants once a week. These plants, the rubber plants, maybe twice a week if you're giving it crazy amounts of sunlight. But chances are, and by the way, in the wintertime, you're probably gonna water it a lot less. So maybe like once every 2 weeks. Sorry, I'm scattered on this. I just had a bunch of caffeine, so my apologies. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you figure out why your rubber plant is not growing. Please subscribe to the video or subscribe to the video. Sorry, I'm a scatter case right now. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit me up in the comment section if you guys have any questions regarding the rubber plant. I could talk on plants all day long. So without further ado, I love you guys, and until the next one.